but not knowing that they ain't making or breaking me.
Okay, we are back live.
Go ahead then.
Live.
Somebody's having a good time tonight.
I'm here for it.
We are here for Tlakas Tavern. Let's explain to the people why we call it Tlakas Tavern. Come on, let's just give them where did the name come from? Tlakas Tavern.
Tlakas Tavern.
We know your damn name, Tlakas. What the tavern for?
The tavern came about because we just wanted a place where everybody can feel like Cheers, where everybody knows your name. You can sit back and we can talk about any and everything.
So which character you on Cheers? Norm?
Yeah, he plays all day. You childish.
That's how we do Norm. Hell, I don't remember who on Cheers.
Christy Alley.
I'm going to talk about Sam and Rebecca.
She just need a mug of beer right
Yeah,
there. She straight.
Well, that's the whole point of Tlakas Tavern. We just want, everybody have their talk shows. Some are Christian based, some are just all these big words. Nobody know what the hell they talking about. And
I want to give a shout out to the Christians.
We're just here to we're everyday people, and we're explaining everything the best how we can to relate. We just want everybody to relate on the same level. For those,
yes,
that's it. We're here for everybody.
Everybody.
And, not to say that our show is not Christian based, because I have to love God. I love my God, and
we
then
know you need Jesus.
Well, I'm starting to feel some type of way.
On the next break, can we play some Al Green?
Wait,
let me see if we got some.
Wait. I'm starting to feel some type of way, and I'm not gonna be able to let go, and not gonna be able to use these 15 steps that we supposed to be talking about and letting go.
Oh,
you gonna end up in an entry in my journal about and it ain't gonna be no good one.
I'm gonna find after the third show.
You're not fired, but I was just saying.
Every show pay unemployment.
Lord.
I know what gotta be here. What many shows I gotta do before I go down there and do some
You gotta get your 60, 90 days in for your.
You got to do 69 and then you gotta put a year in.
Yeah, before you get your credentials.
No shit. I be here hustling on the unemployment. I'm not mad at y'all, but I heard they getting another 300 or whatever. So can I wait a little bit before you get rid of it? So
he want his extra 3 till I can do
it. You can try it. I mean, hey, but if you don't get up, back up.
I know your tax number, so I'll hook it up. However you do that. Okay, back to the show. Okay, back to the show.
We're gonna be down at the IRS fraud division. But that's how we came up with Tlakas Tavern. Tlakas Tavern is just supposed to be a place where everybody's comfortable. No, there's no dumb questions. You can type in your questions, and we're still getting this together. Again, this is our third show, so I'm still learning how to connect with the Facebook Live with the show and do the Instagram and learning how to get all of our information in, because we come in with tons of information and we get kind of sidetracked on it. So the show is only going to get better. We're going to have, like I said, eventually get all our guest hosts and have everything going. So it's just stick with us and grow with us.
Stick with us and grow with us.
That's the only thing.
We're new at this. Everybody out there, they don't know what they doing.
Well, no, I didn't know.
No, wait till I finish my joke. They don't know what they doing. They all over the place. Patience, we're gonna be straight. This is Tlakas Tavern.
That was a joke.
Just like I said,
I had to stop and just look. I'm like, wait, what?
Be Patient with Tlakas Tavern, featuring Ahmad Andre. And I know friends gonna say, where the hell you get the Andre? That's my middle name, y'all. Y'all ain't need to know the rest of it. Ahmad Andre.
What's up? You good, man?
Well.
Okay. I guess he done had his love and happiness here. Because Al Green. You good? You good now? Okay. So we still trying to talk about how to let go of the past, because we have so many people that are struggling and again holding grudges and just don't know how to let go and forgive. And again, we're going to go back again. It all starts with you. It starts with you and in your mind. You got to get in and have that conversation with yourself. And so I just want to give a little bit about information on this. I just want to let you know that when you go into letting go of the past, the first thing you have to understand and realize is to validate your feelings. So don't let anybody make you feel like how you feel is not justified, because I can't tell you how you feel about a situation, because I'm a person. I'm very nonchalant, so and I can be sometimes slick by the mouth. So I can say some things and it don't bother me at all, and the next thing I know, the person I was talking to is devastated. I'm like, well, what the hell just happened here? Well, you realize what you said or not? So realize that your feelings are valid. Can't nobody tell you how you feel about your situation. And the next thing with that is, you got to learn how to physically let go of negative emotion. And what I mean by that is, that's where there's those journals come in, and just write notes and little things like that. Sometimes you got to put it on paper, because you have all this stuff jumbled up in your brain, and your brain is so cloudy and you never released it. But just by putting this information, such and such hurt me on this date, blah blah blah, it's allowing you to put it out there. It's allowing you to be able to take control of it and say, okay, now how am I going to handle this? And you can take that piece of paper. Once you get it all out there, you tear that paper up, ball it up, burn it, do whatever you need to do, because that's one of the ways it'll help you release some of that pain, because now you've acknowledged it and you've destroyed it. And so now, it's after you do that, you can, at the true beginning stages of being able to move forward and let go, because once you acknowledge it, oh my God, and release, that's just like the ultimate feeling.
Is it the same for everybody? Like these steps to I guess let go?
Well,
Is it just a good starting?
it's a good starting point,
Okay.
because everybody's way of releasing or letting go is going to be different. You have some people that are just so angry, putting it on paper is not going to be enough. And that's where they have these anger rooms. You can get build yourself an anger room where you can get your little rubber balls, and
I got my anger room
Where is it at?
in my closet.
Wow.
I do.
Yeah, I mean, that's one way you can release that built up pressure. And when you go into your little anger spot, you get your little rubber balls and you can chunk them at the wall, and you're not destroying anything, but you're releasing some of that information. You're getting that built up energy.
Wow. Anger room.
Yeah. And then once you do that, sometimes you still have to really dig deep in yourself and take a look and see what is it, once you get to that point, that's keeping you from moving forward. Because now fear has set in and you're afraid, because, okay, so now I don't have this vice to hold on to. So I'm not mad at anybody. So now what do I do? Do I sit here and find something else to be angry about, or do I find something else to gravitate to keep me in this place, or do I go ahead and step out, on my own and try to move forward? And sometimes you just have to meditate on things too. A lot of people say they pray and take time to meditate and just have time to themselves, and they don't do it. And that's the one thing that you're going to have to start doing, is taking that time to be with yourself. You're going to have to take that time to really get to know yourself, because only you can release what's going on inside of your head. And once you start to meditate, when I was speaking on that, meditate on how once you release this, on what your next goals will be for the future. So don't just release it and don't plan forward. Start to release and then think about what you want to do to put in this place.
And please write your goals down. Write everything down.
Yeah. And then next, you just have to forgive. And then after that point, it's like, okay, because you can go through all those steps and still be mad as hell. And then you just have to make a decision if you're going to forgive that person.
Even forgiveness is almost something that everybody does differently.
Yeah.
Because you could say you forgive someone, but
But you don't.
your actions is kind of like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
People, because you forgiving somebody, people don't really know how to forgive.
Right.
You know, they say I forgive you because that's what I have to do, but they don't. That's where you have to go in and have this talk with yourself to
Mhm.
dig down to release that. Because I can say I forgive you all day long and really don't. I'm still mad and want to poke your eyes out. I mean,
Because I come across family and friends who it be shit that happened years and years ago. And I've had to listen to the same damn stories every week, once a month for years.
Mhm.
I'm talking about 10, 20, 30 years. Then I say, have you forgiven them or forgave them? Or, oh, yeah, I've been forgave them. So why the next time I see you, you bring the same thing up?
well, friend, I hit you with it all the time too.
Oh,
You like, why are you talking about that?
You were guilty of that.
Yeah, I know.
Guilty.
So and that's one of the that's how we ended up on this subject too, because it's like well I let that go. Well, no, you didn't, because you're still talking about it.
Yeah, you're still talking about it. You know what I'm saying?
And talking about it and letting it go is not, it's, harboring maybe like the feeling now when it's talked about. You don't have that same feeling of resent or vindictiveness or
Right.
and negative. It could still be something that happened that you share with somebody, like. Because there's people that I just don't fuck with. I'm sorry, I don't fuck with you, and that's just what it is.
Yeah, because somebody can say, "Oh, we gonna do the show, or we gonna some a part of the show, or some a part of this thing we got going on." You know what I'm saying? Because and it don't happen, and she'll say, "Well, they." I'm like, "That shit happened last week. They ain't gonna do it. I don't want to hear about it this week. That's over and done." But they promised. Cut them off.
See, that's personality. I don't. My thing, because I'm one of those type of people. This is just me.
Before I ask for help, I eat lunch meat. Go ahead.
No,
Think about that.
My
Old school saying.
My cutoff game is strong. So, but before I get to that point, I'm gonna exhaust every possible opportunity that there is. Because I know once I get to the point when I say I'm done with you, that means in my head, my mind, I've forgiven you, but you no longer exist in my space.
Mm-hmm.
And that's for my well-being, because that's for me, because I have to keep me safe. And so that's why
Is that letting go though? Really?
Yes, it's letting go.
Friend, I think letting go for you. That's why I said it has. If we all found a streamlined level of letting it go-ness, where we all agree, like, okay, this is letting it go. So if you're not at this let it go level, then you ain't let it go.
No, I'm letting it go. But see, my thing is, when I get to that point, because I know you have the ability to cause me harm or hurt me, and I don't want to set myself up for that again. So I'm just saying, and that's
Is that just in your head?
Yeah, I said for me. That may not be for you.
I'm saying that's not letting it go though, friend.
It is letting it go.
It's not, friend. If you let, because that the definition of letting it go is being aware that it happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and not holding it this.
I'm not holding it.
It is, because if you're not fucking with them because of this exact reason,
no,
you know what I'm saying?
it's not about that reason anymore, because I've forgiven you for that. But my thing is, it's just like being in a bad relationship with somebody that's abusive. So I've forgiven you for busting me in the head, which or whatever. No. Let me finish. I've forgiven you for all of that, but that don't mean that I have to fool with you and allow you back into my space. Because okay, so that's the same
but
thing.
That's not letting it go. Would be, let me tell you, so letting it go would be being able to see this individual, you know what I mean, again, and him doing well, and you don't have no hard, you know what I'm saying,
no hard feelings for you, but
toward him.
Don't.
Also letting it go would be you being in a relationship, and then in this relationship, this person might do something that reminds you of the person that was abusive. You know what I'm saying?
And that's a big problem. That's for a whole.
That's a whole
other show.
But no, I'm just saying. But what I'm saying on that note is, I can forgive you, and you do your life. You do you. Be well. Be happy, and that's fine with me. But that does not mean that I have to let you back into my space, because you being in my space is toxic for me.
Right? No, that's true. That's not letting it go though.
Well, why is it not? Because
No, I'm saying it's not letting it go.
oh, okay. Yeah, but see, I'm like, 'cause for me, I've made peace with the situation. I've made peace with you. Don't wish you any harm or any of that. So that's just to me one of those things.
Forgiveness.
Yeah, I've forgiven you and I've moved on. But that doesn't mean that I'm have to allow you back into my space. And you have to know when it's time to forgive and move on. But everybody's time for forgiveness and moving on, it just takes it's different for different people. And I tell everybody, always have that one friend or to talk about stuff with, instead of holding all of this anger in. Like so, and you have to be careful, know who to talk to about your issues. Because I know some stuff. If I go, I'm like, friend, guess what? Da 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 da. And you looking at me like,
I'm looking like, why are you worried about this shit?
I love it.
And it's not that I'm worried about it, but this is what has it's whatever it is that's occurred. He don't give a shit about nothing. It ain't like this. And that's not. I care about I care about other things. We're just different people. That's the best way to put it. I don't know. So that's my take on that. But you have to find a friend or a therapist or someone to have that conversation with.
So you got all the notes and you ain't sharing.
You had your notes.
I'm just saying.
Really?
Really? You see what I'm saying?
Let me see y'all notepads.
Y'all's a fool.
Yeah,
Let me see y'all notepad.
Y'all want to share a notepad?
No, that's what I'm saying. Let me see y'all
That's how I
notepad.
did in school, though. You got all the answers. And you
That's
ain't
called cheating.
You better slide that up under the desk. Come on, slide it to me like old school. Give it. I'm just kidding.
But again, we still back to the same thing. It's about forgiveness. It's about you got to forgive, forget, move forward, and find steps to get to there. And that's where it comes out to writing it out, talking to someone about it, seeking help, seeking therapy for it. Sometimes even exercise it out. I mean, there's 50 million different ways of releasing that built up frustration, and we just have to. And everybody's unique. The way men think about and digest information is different from women. Because I did read one study where it says that women are emotional holders. So when we get hurt, we push it into an emotional category. Whereas where men are like, okay, it happened, and they click it in a closet category. So they're not their their way of looking at it is, okay, it happened, it's over with, we gonna push it to the side, and they don't never deal with it. Whereas we're emotional and we attach it to everything. So that's why we're constantly bringing up the past and bringing up things that happened. And that's where the conflict also come between men and women, because we're constantly bringing up what he's done. We say we let it go, and we don't. We're constantly throwing it up in their face, and they have actually let it go.
Ladies, let it go. Ladies, let it go. Not all ladies. Ladies, let it go. And since you brought that up, I'm a social media junkie. So since you brought it up, early in the mornings I drink my coffee, and I'm scrolling. I'm looking for something to enlighten my day. Wait.
I ain't said nothing.
I'm looking for something to enlighten my day on Instagram or Facebook. I don't do the other ones. So I pop on, log in. First thing I see is ladies. Ladies, don't take this the wrong way. We're talking about letting go and flourishing. First thing they talk about is what some dude or somebody that did to them, how they are getting back, and every other post is just some trash about what somebody did to them, or how they not gonna let what somebody did to them ruin their day, or how they didn't got through it, and nothing's wrong with it. But what I'm saying is, it's still stuck in their head. If it wasn't still just stuck in their head, it'd probably be shit that happened years ago, 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. but they still have to put that crap out verbally all day long.
Why we just can't like the post? Why we just can't like the post? I like a lot
No,
of
but
posts.
what I'm saying, we talking about let it go. That's
Yeah.
the topic of the day.
But you brought up Facebook and people sharing stuff. It's a lot of posts that don't pertain to anything that I have going on in my life that I like to share. But then I had to relook at some things because when I started sharing these things, I started getting phone calls. Friend, you okay?
But which I understand is therapy for some people to put. They can't vent to somebody else, so they got to vent it out on social media. I understand that. Ladies, I do understand that. And guys, I do understand that you have to vent. What I'm saying is, we talking about letting go. Now, don't vent today and then vent about the same shit 2 hours, 3 hours next week, and then repost it out there. You're not letting go.
Well, they didn't. That's the whole point. That's why we're talking about
Am
it.
I lying?
But they
Go.
But okay, but how? That's what we're talking about. How to let it? How do you let it go?
Okay.
Because
explain it to him, sister.
well, that's what we've been talking about because they're still holding on. And it sounds like you don't like them posts, but I share like
Yeah, I never go to the ratchetness just to get away from it. But back
see shenanigans.
Internet shenanigans.
Internet shenanigans.
Yeah, and so like Lovely Mahogany said, you can't take social media seriously at all. At least she doesn't, and I don't either because again, like I said, I see tons of posts that I share, and well, I've been really working on sharing more positive stuff.
Seriously, but it's subliminally in the back of them brains.
Well,
what you think about is what you put out there.
And Lovely Mahogany says it's the letting go process again. Yeah, but everybody. So Lovely Mahogany, tap in on this. With letting go, do you feel like the social media post is a way of, it's a piece of therapy for them? Like all the male bashing posts, we get those.
Yes.
Really? Yeah, y'all deserve some. Y'all deserve 80% of them shenanigans. But my question is, Lovely Mahogany,
we ain't never gonna be shit. That's all you say.
Okay.
Okay, go.
But what I'm asking you is, do you feel like in posting those posts on social media that those posts are a form of therapy? That
it is.
I'm asking Lovely Mahogany.
How you doing, Lovely?
If her opinion on that, I just think that some people are truly serious about their posts.
Serious.
You see, I just looked at you.
What?
Because I'm trying to make a statement, and you acting like a background singer. I'm just saying. That with social media, what I'm just trying to find out is some of the posts. I post a lot of posts, and I stopped posting some of them because I was getting the calls like, "Friend, you okay? Everything okay?" Because I'm like, no, I just like the post. The post, it might be negative to some, it might be uplifting to others. So I've just been, she Lovely Mahogany said, yeah, she agreed. Yes, for some, that is their therapy to post those posts in
therapeutic.
Yeah, so we can't knock how people go about their way of letting things go. But again, I'm gonna just throw a few more tips out there because our time is just about up. Others like it for just the drama. That part is true too. They just like the chaos that goes along with it. I post stuff that I like, and it has some of it has absolutely nothing to do with my life. I just like to post, and some of it is ratchet, and some of it's not. I mean, to each his own. But again, we're gonna just tap into the a few things to help you get through and help you find ways of letting go. Again, find someone to talk to. If you don't have anybody, a family friend to talk to,
yes.
Get a therapist. A lot of us, our jobs offer what they call the Employee Assistance Program, EAP. And a lot of people don't know that you can get anywhere from 2 to like 6 sessions, just depending on your job, to talk with a therapist or a psychiatrist for free. So that may be something you want to look into, if you can't afford to pay for those sessions. Write it down, get your journal. and write that information out. And then sometimes exercise on it, meditate on it, pray over it, and have those talks with yourself and ask yourself, why are you feeling this way about certain things and certain situations? Because that's one way of, once you have that conversation with yourself, you can get to the root of what the true problem is. And a lot of times it's not that you're really angry at somebody, you're at that person, you're angry at the way that you allowed that person to treat you. So you have to make peace with yourself on some of these situations. And so our time again is, like I said, it's just about up. But again, like I said, that those journals are a lifesaver. And the best part about it is spend time with people who make you happy.
Mhm.
That's the key to a lot of it. Surround yourself around positive people, people who make you happy, people who uplift you. If you find yourself around people who you've outgrown, it's okay to outgrow those people. Still love them, and you can love them from afar, you can love them up close, but surround yourself by people who you are now. Because what we don't, lesson I had to learn too, everybody's not your forever friend. You have seasonal friends. You have seasonal relationships, and learn how to let those relationships go. You can't hold on to those relationships because they were meant to service you at that time when you needed it. So that's all we pretty much have for today. Tap into Laka Tavern on next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time.
And we're going to have a new topic. Just to let you guys know, we're also asking everybody to take a loved one to the doctor. We're
Please.
doing that from January the 31st to February the 6th because of COVID. Just our blood pressure's out of control and heart disease. So take a loved one to the doctor. Tap into the tavern. We thank y'all for joining us this evening. Have a great one.
Have a great one. Yeah.